From the News Channel 5 network, this is Real Estate Real Talk with your host, Realtor Christie Wilson. Sponsored by the Wilson Group Real Estate Services.
Good morning. Welcome to Real Estate Real Talk. Thanks for tuning in this morning. My name is Christie Wilson, and with me this morning is my co-host, Yogi Doer.
Good morning.
Good morning,
I'm
Yogi.
glad we quit talking so that we could say hello to everyone this morning.
That's right. We've got a great show for you guys today. We are talking about property management, which I know is a topic that intrigues and is interesting to a lot of our viewers. With us today is Mark Hill from Tandem Realty. He's the president and owner of Tandem Realty. Mark, good morning.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
We're glad to have you. Mark's a repeat guest. He's been on before, and he was a wildly successful guest. So Nick asked us earlier, he said, is today's show going to be great? I said, it's going to be the best show ever. So we want you to call in with all of your real estate questions to 737-7587. If it's a question pertaining anything to real estate, that's cool. But if it's property management, even cooler, because Mark has the answer. And if he doesn't have it, I'm sure he'll make something up.
That's absolutely it. Yeah.
Known to do that.
Yeah.
Think on the fly.
That's right. Hey, we encourage you to go to our Facebook page, the Wilson Group Real Estate Services, and like us, see what we have coming up, and go to our website, wilsongrouprealestateservices.com, and see what listings we have for sale, what agent can help you. We have 25 full-time real estate agents there to serve your needs, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or buying investment property that you're wanting to buy and then have maybe Mark manage for you or your team manage for you. So
That would be great.
yeah.
I would love that.
Again, wilsongrouprealestate.com. So Mark Hill, da-da-da-da.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I appreciate it. Second time around, I hope it's as good as the last one or better.
It will be.
Still answering fan mail, I understand.
Yes,
That's
I am.
very-
Yes. It's,
Tough
my
baby.
daughter, Casey, she goes, Dad, you're famous. And I said, not quite, but, maybe one
Notorious,
day. Yeah, I'm like,
famous, I don't
notorious.
know.
There are a lot of people that like me, a lot of people that don't. Unfortunately, it comes with the business, so.
Well, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of, so a lot of folks may not have tuned in because we were trying to determine when you were here last, and it was probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
I think so.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you and about your company.
Yeah. So we, in 1988 was the original company that was started, and so it was my former partner, and it was mostly brokerage up until about 2003, and that's when I joined the company and really started focusing on property management. Right when, in my view, I felt like that there was a bubble and we could possibly go under, and so since then we grew from 12 units or doors under management when I started with my former partner to I think our count this week was 457.
Jeez.
So yeah, and it takes a full team to do it. We do a much different style than most other companies, and it is definitely there are no 2 days alike.
Yeah.
We deal with all different kinds of people, so
Real estate at its finest.
that is it.
We're going to jump on the phones already, and let's see, we've got Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Listen, I'm on half of a farm, and it's about 25, 26 acres. It's all level. It's got road frontage on 3 roads, and I would like to, how much trouble would it be to subdivide that farm up, like if you want to sell it off like in 5-acre plots or acre plots or something like that? It's worth a whole lot more to me like that than trying to sell the whole farm.
Sure, sure. What you'll need to do first and foremost is find out what the zoning is on your property and know how many acres you need to have to subdivide it. And then you'll need to go, of course, to your, what county are you in, Mike?
And it's in Sumner County.
It's in Sumner County. Okay, so you're going to want to talk to planning and zoning in Sumner County to find out how many acres is needed in your zoning. That'd be
Okay.
the first thing to do.
Yeah, well, the zoning will tell you, and then if you have the dimensions of your property, I'm sure you've had a survey done or know the most of the specifics. And if you give that to planning, they'll be able to give you a pretty fair idea of what you can do there. Well, they'll give you a great idea of what you can do there, and then it's how many houses you can fit on that piece of property.
Okay, the only problem is I have a partner, and we don't see eye to eye on some things. That's my problem.
That's when, unfortunately, sometimes you may need attorneys involved, which gets expensive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, or if you have a real estate broker, who can sort of map out all the things in not map out your parcels, but sort of strategize of what you could do and what the money would look like if you subdivided it, and how much, if it's a money issue, you know, if that's what his concern is about.
Yeah, I would definitely do that so that you have all the facts in line so that you can present this to your partner, and it may be worth more than he thinks, and might be something that he considers.
The problem is, I told him I'd let him run the show as long as it didn't cost me any money. Then I showed up here with a big bill for me, and he'd had some renters in there, tore the house up, and this and that, and first one thing another. And I said, this ain't going to happen again. You know, somebody else be owning this farm.
So it's just one house on that property right now?
The house and 2 barns on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my first step. I think I go to planning and zoning, see how many lots you can get out of that property.
Okay.
And do y'all own it together? Is that what it is right now?
Yes, we own it together.
Yeah. Start there, and then maybe it would open his eyes if he isn't thinking in that direction about what the value of the property could be if y'all thought about selling it down the road. And then, and this would be a question for Mark, is maybe have an agreement between you two about what a lease would look like, and if somebody tore something up, who's responsible for those costs.
Yeah, he had the whole farm leased for $250 a year. Wouldn't even pay the taxes. And I stepped in. I said, this ain't going to happen no more.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a really good partnership right now.
No.
Go to planning and then go find a realtor that specializes in dirt, and you've got them up there, and I think you'll be able to have a pretty decent conversation.
Well, I'm making some good progress. I told him we need to turn over to a property management up in Portland, and he didn't want to, but he's agreed to that. So we've got a property management running it now.
Well, that's a good first step.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to take me some while. Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, great call. Thanks for calling in, Mike. Have a great day.
Hey.
Okay, bye-bye.
Let's try another.
And we're going to stay on the phones and go back. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Fine.
Good. How can we help you?
I don't want to pay my flood insurance, but that's one of the things that they told me I have to pay for. My other question is I ain't got no boundary line markers on my property when I bought it, and I'm trying to see how my insurance pay for that, and I'll hang up and listen.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call. Well, I'm going to answer your second question first. So on your boundary line situation, what you would need to do is have a stake survey done. And that's where you call a surveyor. They come out, survey the property. They'll place the stakes at different points on your property to mark out the boundaries.
Can I take it off on my insurance?
No, sir, you cannot. To the best of my knowledge, call your insurance company, but that's just something that's for your information only. With your insurance, that would be if you were filing a claim, if there was something that had happened, an act of God or something like that happened, that you would file a claim with your insurance.
Okay.
Okay. And what you would want to do at that same time while they're surveying it is get what's called a flood certification, and that's where the surveyor also will look at what the elevations are on your property and can tell you what type of floodplain you're in. And Yogi, feel free to chime in, but if you have a mortgage on your property, you cannot drop flood insurance.
Okay.
If you're in a floodplain.
Yeah, remember the mortgage company owns your house. If you have a mortgage, you co-own the house with the mortgage company, and the mortgage company wants protection. And so if there's a likelihood that there could be a flood, they're going to want some insurance so that they can be made whole, and you do too.
Yeah.
So I know, and we've had a lot of calls about this. They redraw those lines from time to time.
Yeah, we had a 100-year flood, and
Right.
then we started having to pay flood insurance. But I'm almost the only one out here that's paying it.
Do you have a mortgage on your property, sir?
Right.
Yeah, that if the people around you don't have mortgages, then it's at their sole discretion if they want to pay flood insurance. But if you have a mortgage, you have to pay flood insurance. But again, that elevation certificate that the surveyor can do for you, if they find that you're not in a floodplain anymore, or if you're in a deeper floodplain, you know,
Yeah.
it could change what type of flood insurance that FEMA would require you to carry.
Part of your property may be in a floodplain and your house may not be. The surveys were, that's a worthwhile thing to go through the expense of. It is an expense, I understand that, but they do lay out how high you need to be, and you know, they're not going and looking at every single property eyeball to eyeball, you know.
Right.
They've got to do the best they can. So if you've got better information than they do.
Well, I got a 20-foot drop almost in my creek back here behind my house.
Yeah. How many acres are you on?
About an acre, I think.
Yeah. Call. I'd go ahead and get that survey done and get the. It's an elevation certificate, is what it's called, but have that done at the same time, and see what it says.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the call. Bye bye. Yeah, we have had a lot of calls on the whole flood.
We have, and they do change from time to time, and you know, when the flood of 2010 hit, that just changed everything, because there were areas, of course, you know, what large body of water is out in Bellevue that would cause so many houses to be hit, and you know, things have changed.
That's
So-
right. That's right. Hey, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation on property management with Mark Hill, and Yogi Dewar will continue to entertain us. Y'all stay tuned.
The Ed McMahon